Another change that we're seeing money is tipping. It is everywhere now.
It's confusing.
It is confusing.
And it's
feel bad. Yeah.
Keith Russell tonight taking a deep dive into, I guess, modern tipping etiquette in this week's Dollars and Cents.
As you know, there's two sides to every coin. Just like there's two sides to the controversial topic of tipping. This week, we tackle the perspective of employees who rely on tips to make a living.
We've been almost trained that 20% is the norm now through technology. And so I think that's created a bit of a buzz out there, and it's created some animosity towards the service industry.
Edgar Guevara, CEO of Mi Cocina, one of the most popular Mexican restaurants with several locations in DFW, may actually have a point. Recently, Pew Research found that about 57% of Americans surveyed said they only tip 15% or less for an average meal at a sit-down restaurant. And 77% of people say the quality of the service is a major factor in deciding whether and how much to tip. Guevara, who once relied on tips himself as a server to pay his way through college, says what some customers do not realize is how much their tips really matter.
That extra 20% or 25% really makes their day. You know, it really allows them to go on and do the things they need to do and provide for their families.
What is appropriate when it comes to tipping? Because obviously everyone has different levels of comfort financially.
At the end of the day, it wasn't about somebody leaving me $10 because they thought I was a horrible server. It might have been because that's all they had, and that was their way of saying thank you to me, and so I appreciated it.
Jeremy Elliott couldn't agree more. As the owner and operating partner of Double D's Bar, which is always hopping in the Design District, he wants people to understand the tips at their bar don't go to the owners. They're shared by those who provide service. And if you don't like the service, there's better ways to handle it than just leaving without tipping at all.
People don't know if you don't say something. So don't ever feel uncomfortable to say anything. If you have an issue with service or you need something, service industry people love what they do and love taking care of people. So just let us know.
So here's the question. Why not just pay your employees more so they don't have to rely on tips?
The way for businesses to stay sustainable as far as like the kind of pricing that you're used to having, like how much a cocktail costs or how much food costs. People are like, well, why does, I go to this restaurant now, the sandwich is $20 because inflation and payroll and everything.
So paying employees more just so they won't need tips, that would actually translate to customers paying higher prices. Victoria Tran, owner of Posh Nail Spa on McKinney Avenue, a fixture in Uptown for 14 years, says, believe it or not, workers do not keep a mental record of who tipped poorly or who didn't tip at all.
We just feel like, okay, did I do something wrong? Maybe, the customer is not happy or is not happy with the service. So then we would question ourselves.
And for those who have never worked in the service industry, anyone who has will tell you even a little bit goes a long way.
It's just a little bit of a token of appreciation when you tip them, just it's kind of like a pat, the back thing, doing a good job, and it also motivates them.
Next week, we focus on the consumers who no longer think of Roundup as something you just use on weeds. I have some tips on how to deal with that. As always, I'm Keith Russell. If it doesn't save dollars, it doesn't make sense.